So both the media and social media are absolutely chocker at the moment with discussion and debate about the lockdown easing and who'll be affected and what the new rules are going to be and how it will work and how social distancing will work. And I am right now not aware of anybody who genuinely believes that the rules that have been put in place are following the science, that it makes sense, that they understand what the rules are supposed to be, and that the rules will actually keep us safe as they are. I don't know anyone who believes that. Even the people I know who at the start of lockdown were like, we've got to stick to this is exactly the right thing to do, following the letter of the law, are now going, not really sure, I guess I'll wear a mask, but I might go and visit someone. Like, nobody knows exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And the most frightening part of that is that's exactly what the government wants. This is exactly what the government wants. They want everyone to be distracted by this mess of confusion and ambiguity and the conflict between the science and what the politicians are saying and the way the politicians are acting, which isn't even in line with what they're saying themselves. This is playing completely into their hands. It's an utterly deliberate policy that you might call confuse and conquer. It's why they loved Brexit, because people would bicker all day about the details of whether the agricultural policy was actually helping people. And they love this because then, while we're all bickering about that in the background, they can get on with doing evil stuff that benefits them, getting on with doing stuff that they want to do that isn't in the interests of anybody, and we don't notice. And right now, while the media is full of stories about people who are worried about when they can open their local hairdressing salon and whether they can get their roots dyed, are not covering one of the most important things that's going on, which is that the government is proposing to scrap jury trials for thousands and thousands and thousands of court cases. And first of all, they're making out like this is some kind of lockdown thing. Well, there are 41,000 cases waiting to be heard as of now. There were 39,000 at the start of lockdown. Now, both of those numbers are disgraceful, but don't be fooled into believing that lockdown has caused all 40,000 of them, right? Because yes, courts have closed, but they could have taken measures to make sure that courts could open, and they didn't. And anyway, the problems were there long before lockdown, and they were caused by government's cuts to the way that courts are funded and not providing the resources that courts needed to catch up with where they needed to be. Now, I'm not saying that jury trials are perfect, and in fact, I've talked about them many times in the past and how there are problems with them, especially when it comes to rape and sexual assault cases, and how the importance of bringing in expert witnesses, the importance of legal aid, and how that needs to go back to being funded and in fact be funded much better so that everybody has the opportunity to go to court if they want their case to be heard in court. We should definitely be looking at all of those issues, but we solve none of them by taking away this incredibly fundamental right. This is so core to the history of our democracy. This idea that you have a right to be tried in front of a jury of your peers. They are literally taking that away. It's so key to our understanding of things. And meanwhile, we're all distracted because a man who in December was too frightened to talk to someone from Good Morning Britain and hid in a fridge is now telling us to be brave and go to the pub. Don't be distracted. Have a look at what they're doing and raise your voice against it.